Hey everybody, I'm Kimberly Massey and I want to share my top 10 things I've learned as a self-published author. So the first thing I learned is that your family and friends may or may not buy your book. That one was a shocker to me. I thought that all these people who were so excited for me, that they were all going to either order the book or buy a copy that I had in my trunk. Not happening. But they were happy for me. But don't be disappointed and don't burn any bridges because of that. The next thing I learned, proofreading matters. When I got my first copy of my first book, there was a mistake on the first page. That's bad. That's bad. And then the money that I had to pay to the publishing company to fix that mistake after they'd already sent it to printing, not good. So proofreading matters. Additionally, self-publishing tends to get a bit of a bad name because people tend to find lots more mistakes in self-published books than they do in traditionally published books. So since that first book, I always try to have about 10 people to read my books before I send them to publication, and I suggest that you do the same. The next thing that I've learned is marketing matters. As a self-published author, you are probably solely responsible for your sales. Now, if you know of a self-publishing company that does marketing for you, please send that one to me because I have not found one. I've worked with 2 different companies to do my self-publishing, and I've not found either one who will help with marketing without additional fees. Now, I get calls that they will put my book in the Miami show, and all I have, it's $7,000, but they've got a deal today, only $5,000, and I'm not really for that. So as a self-published author, the marketing is on you. The next thing, which kind of goes along with that, is that social media matters. As a self-published author, you need to have a social media presence. I know how some people feel about social media, but if you're self-published, that's your primary platform to get information out there about the book, your social media. So your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, you've got to have those going for you so that people know about your book and know about you. Goal setting is very, very helpful as an author. You should have some sales quotas that you would like to meet, the number of tweets that you'd like to post in a month, the number of Facebook posts you want to post in each month, but you've got to set some goals for yourself. If you're a writer, it's good to set some goals, setting goals about what points you want to be in the book. You've got like this plan of what you want to write. So where do you want to be by midnight? Or where do you want to be by the end of the week? So set goals. I have also learned that people do read ebooks. I think as an author, we think about this physical book. I still like to read and highlight. I will pick up a book that I'm just reading for pleasure, and I say that I'm not going to underline anything in the book. That's not happening. I will start underlining in the book, even if it's a book for pleasure, a novel or something. But people do read ebooks. So if it's a matter of checking a box or paying a small extra fee for your book to also be available in electronic format, do it. People do read ebooks. I have learned that a professional cover sells much better than a cover that you made yourself. I am not a graphic designer. I stood on my dining room table to take this photo because that was what I envisioned for the cover of the book. I'm also not the best photographer. So these 2 books go together. These were my first 2 books, and I did design these covers myself. A little bit later, I stepped up and I started getting a professional to design my covers. And I really think the professional graphic designer did a much, much better job than what I did designing my own cover. So please hire a professional to design your cover. Another thing that I have learned, and I continue to learn this one the hard way, pen names are hard for self-published authors. As I said, as a self-published author, you are largely responsible for your own marketing. And so it's really hard to market a book that doesn't have your name on it. So if you're writing something and you want to change to a pen name, to protect your identity from your employer or something like that, it's much more difficult to market your book with a pen name on it. Now, how do I know about that? I'm not intentionally writing under a pen name, but as you may have noticed, my books all say Kimberly Griffith Anderson. At the time that I began writing, I was Kimberly Griffith Anderson, but I'm now married as Kimberly Griffith Massey. And so that becomes a little bit of a challenge, but I did not change my name on my books. And I told my husband, Mr. Massey, that at no point would I change my name on my books. I may go back on that, but it does make it difficult. Amazon and other booksellers are going to categorize the books by the name on the books. So if you want all of your books together in the fiction section, you can't have a different last name. So don't change your name. Even if you change like the initial, don't do that. Keep it. Keep everything the same. Whatever you decide with your first book, keep that name throughout. And I have learned that it's important for the author to do his or her homework before choosing a self-publishing company. There are differences. There are differences in the length of the contract. There are differences in the services that they provide. So do your homework, talk to some people to see what experiences they have. There are a lot of author groups on Facebook, so you can join some of those and kind of put some feelers out and ask people what their experiences with different publishing companies has been. They will tell you the truth about that. And the final thing that I want to share is that there is great satisfaction from seeing your book in print, even if it's self-published. I'm an educator by profession. I did not consider myself an author, which was why I chose self-publishing. But after that first book, there were 10 more that I wrote, and because I knew how self-publishing worked, I had a tendency to go back to that method each time, and it's been good. I've been publishing for the past 11 years, and it's been good. It is very rewarding to not only see your book in print, but to get feedback from those who have read your work. At one time, I wouldn't say I discouraged other people from writing, but I didn't encourage other people to write like I do now. I do believe that everyone has a story, and maybe your story belongs in print as well. So thank you. I am Kimberly Massey, published as Kimberly Griffith Anderson. My website is kimberlyga.com. Thank you.